All right. Welcome to social media, everybody. I am the most qualified teacher for this class. I have posted 3 times this year. Before that, I post twice uh, in probably the last 2 years. It was like, hey, we're having a baby. Hey, we had the baby. Um, but Susie Clyde, who is amazing, and you should go stalk her on Instagram to see why she is amazing. She had a death in her family, so I am taking over for her last minute, but I have a lot of knowledge about this. I just hate the actions behind it, right? You guys probably feel this every time we talk about lead generation. You're like, oh, yeah, this makes total sense. I could totally do that. And then you start doing it. You're like, I hate every moment about this. So you stop doing it. Um, a lot of people like social media because they're already doing it, right? Who has looked at social media this morning already? Look at that. 3 out of 4. Good job, David. I looked whose birthdays it was on Facebook. Does that count? If that counts, then I was also on social media. That's one of my new things. I'm like, I never tell people happy birthday. So I'm going to be better at that. So every day I get on Facebook and see whose birthday it is. And that's my morning thing. Send them a message. And Facebook pre-writes my message and I click post. I was like, if you're my good friend, I'll text you or call you. If you're not, but I know who you are, I'll message you whatever Facebook says I should say to you. If I don't know who you are, I unfollow you at that moment. So, oh, I did. I did. So, we're going to talk about social media. I want to talk a little bit about like the why behind all of this. And then we're going to start diving into a few things. But more of the action behind it, we're going to make this more of a mastermind because, like I said, I am not the expert in this. I am just along for the ride. So, uh, let's see, who has a lead that they potentially could work? Randy, you might not count. Randy, where do you get all your closings from? Or who has leads and where did they come from? No, your closings. Yeah, not clothing. Yeah. Yeah. It's a nice jacket though. Yeah, let's brag about the jacket more though. Family and friends. Okay. Who has some leads that they could be potentially working?
License yet, so I have no comment.
No comment. If you did have a comment, where would those leads be coming from? Okay. How do you know them? Friends. David, I know you got a couple things in the pipeline. How do you know them? Weird. Weird. So 3 out of 5 of you talk about leads that are potentially in your pipeline, and they all come from the same source, friends and family. How do you connect with friends and family? Social media. So it is very important. Now, I am of the camp that's different than other people. I don't think that you will go influencer status, and that's okay. My saying is you don't need to be an influencer. You just need to be influential to your friends and family. Sounds like something you should write down, right? That's a good one. Can't remember why I said that to someone. Kevin Helps is who I said that to. And I was like, oh, Kevin, remember that forever so I can quote myself. Um, so you don't need to go in like an influencer status. You don't need to have tons of followers. You don't need to have crazy posting schedules. You don't need any of that to make social media work. However, you can do all of those influencer type things and get social media to work at a whole nother level. You are probably not going to get a random stranger that starts to follow you and then closes business with you. But there are lots of agents that is their model that they run and they do it very well and they get closings from strangers from social media. And there's a handful of secrets to it that we'll talk about today. Um, and I don't even know where I want to start. let's start about getting purposeful. So, okay. Elias, did you check social media today? Okay, good. Okay, the back row is living life like they should, not looking at social media in the morning. You other three, this question's for you. So now, when you got on social media, what was the purpose for getting on social media? Did you have a purpose? Or was it just like, I'm just going to scroll?
I seriously scroll at 5.
Uh-huh. Okay. Yeah. Because in Keller Williams, I'm asking a very leading question. We have this little, we call these the 6 personal perspectives, by the way. If you don't know these, you should look at these all the time. If you want to become the master at anything, uh, first you have to commit to mastery or self-mastery, as I say. Live the 80-20 principle, which is 20% of your efforts lead to 80% of your results. Then you need to move from entrepreneurial to purposeful. Get purposeful about what you do. Be learning based. You're all doing that right now, so this is good. Remove any limiting beliefs that you have and turn them into unlimiting beliefs. I don't think it says that somewhere. It says it in a book. And then don't be a victim. You need to be accountable. It's a cycle. You just do this over and over and you can become the master of anything. So what I want to talk about is this E to P, moving from entrepreneurial to purposeful. So let's imagine right now you wanted to be an influencer. What would you do to become a real estate influencer? Okay, something interesting to talk about. Let's just imagine you're real good at coming up with that, or you're real good at prompting ChatGPT to give you those things. You're dynamic on the camera, you have all the equipment, you have zero things holding you back. What would your activities look like to become an influencer? How how often? Couple times a week? You guys okay with that? What do you think? Real estate influencers, how often are they posting?
I do daily.
Daily? Are you doing stories, posts, reels?
Um,
All the above? You do reels? Dieter, what do you do?
but I guess because if you're on there every day, I mean, I'll scroll past you.
Don't scroll past.
I would if you were on there every day. And also like the length of it probably matters. Like popping up and do 5 minutes worth of stuff every day. Like people were kind of, I would think like kind of rushing the market a little bit. They're kind of like, oh, I'm kind of looking out there for a new house or to sell my house. Like you'd want to be striking those people just with something interesting that gets their attention when you wouldn't think you were knowledgeable.
Yeah. Okay. Let's dive into this whole idea. So to be an influencer, an influ, you're going to be posting all the time, right? We're going to be doing reels. We're going to be doing posts. We're going to be doing stories. What about to be like a friend? Dieter says he would unfollow you if you were like an influencer. So what's your social media going to look like if the 3 people that have some leads, they all get their leads from friends? So do you need to be an influencer? Yeah. If you're like, I'm going influencer status, go all out influencer. If you are not, I would say be a human being and live in a way that people want to follow you. There are some great examples out there of people that have a great following on their personal social media accounts, right? Because that's one of the biggest questions everyone always has. Do I start a business profile? and a personal profile, or do I do it all in one? What's your opinion? I have the opinion of it depends. So if we look at this, if your friend profile, like your normal personal profile, is like my kids, this fun activity I went, this thing I find interesting, this new hobby I'm doing, and all of these things, and then all of a sudden you get into real estate and your personal profile becomes more of like an influencer. Like, okay, everyone's been asking me where I find these houses, or I don't know what influencers say nowadays, but those kind of things. And all of a sudden your friends are like, I didn't follow you or I'm not your friend because of real estate. I'm a friend because of all of your personality traits, but now you've ruined your social media. So some people say like you should have a ratio of maybe like 3 personal posts and 1 professional post, something like that. Find that right balance for you. Unless you're like, you know what, let's get all these random people and I'll just throw real estate content constantly over on like a business profile, right? That's the other way to think of this. This is the business and this is the personal. If we're going to get all, we can still be personal on the personal page. We can be business on the business page. The problem with this and why I don't like it is you have to then go attract people to your business profile. You're trying to get a following when you already have a following on your personal page. So if you can do things in an organic way that is still you, you can post business to your personal. And it doesn't have to be a ratio.
There was no question in my mind with that side for living. Like he really did a good job of it because I didn't really feel like I was like I didn't unfollow him,
Yeah.
you know. But honestly, he was on the front of my mind whenever I thought about real estate. I was like, oh, there's this guy Randy I know real estate. So I mean, he did a pretty good job. Whatever that ratio was. What was that? Once in a while, you just throw something out like
Yeah.
just post on this house or something, just like a random thing. But it definitely wasn't like annoying to me, like I know. But I knew what he did, like we got.
Yeah. Yeah. That's what you need to be. And there's probably no like exact ratio or guideline or anything, but it's like you need to be you. Your life is real estate, but it's like if you worked in, I don't know, IT, that's the only thing I could think of. People have other jobs. If you worked in IT, all your posts are not about IT, or people would not care about you. But you're going to post all your life things, and then randomly you'll be like, this is a funny IT thing, and it will only be funny to you. Because that's how it works. That's like my brother-in-law. He'll post these things, and I'm like, that's super funny to people that get it, but nobody gets it. So, in terms of what do you do profile-wise? My advice, and you can choose if you actually do this because I'm not even doing my own advice. Take your personal one, make that your everything. Post often for your personal, make business organic, and don't have to create 2 profiles. I have a business profile. I haven't posted on it for like 2 months, 3 months or something like that. So I'm not even following my own advice. But that's why I'm giving you this advice because it sucks to try to live 2 lives, you know? Like, ooh, let me give you the reason I didn't fall asleep last night because I was thinking about social media. So my wife's also a real estate agent. She's kind of newer. She just got her first under contract all by herself. Mike Gooch, who is an agent in our office, posted on the WhatsApp group, hey, I have this townhome that's for sale that you can assume the loan. How an assumption loan works is they got their loan 4 years ago. It is 2.5%. Ridiculous. So it's an FHA loan, which means that you can assume that, which means they are now buying the house and they're coming in and basically taking over the loan as these people move on. They have to pay the difference from their loan amount to what they offered as the price, happens to be like $110,000, but they had that much money. And so she is helping them get a 2.5 interest rate today. Isn't that ridiculous? So in my mind, I thought, this is a cool story. Because everyone would buy a house if rates were 2.5% again. So I thought, why not put this out on social media and be like, hey, I just helped people get a 2.5% interest rate today. Don't you think people would be like, wait, how? What did you do? Like, you don't even have to give them a bunch of information. There's like 1,000 different ways you could make this post. And that's where my mind was going. Because you could tell their story. You could do a picture. You could just put like, someone get a 2.5% interest rate right now. And then your comments would blow up with people being like, why? Tell me more. And, maybe it's just like, leave the hook there and just see who takes the bite and says, tell me more. So, cool stories like that could be very organic if I'm posting on social media often. Would be very great for business anytime because I can just throw business. So, yes. No, she posts less than I do. Like all of her posts on social media are like, I had a baby, I had a baby, I had a baby. Now she's like, what can I even post now? Because all of them are like, I had a baby. You're screwed. Okay, so whichever you decide, whether you're gonna integrate it into your personal life, in your personal profile, or you're gonna create a business profile, I don't really care. But then we are going to get purposeful, right? We're gonna move from E to P. So what that looks like is I've heard a bunch of different frameworks, and the one that I like the most, it's called a 10-5-1, right? If you want to be awesome, you could do a 20-10-1. Doesn't matter. You can go bigger, better. The bigger, the better. So what this is this is likes, comments, messages, direct messages. So you like 10 people's posts, you comment on 5 of them, and you send a direct message to one person. You do this every single day. The reason behind this is for the algorithm. So the way that at least Facebook and Instagram, the meta companies, what they work is they try to serve you up the most relevant content possible. And they do this by judging how interested you are in certain things. And they look at how close of friends you are. So you'll notice that even if you go to Instagram and look at your stories, the stories that you click or the people you talk to or like or just followed seem to be first. And then the people that you never engage with their posts are way at the end. Why is that? Because if you start watching stories and it's all these things that you like, you're going to watch for longer than if they started you with people you didn't care about. So what this does is it starts to get you interaction with enough people so that when you post your things, Instagram or Facebook thinks these people are sort of connected. Let's serve up their stuff to them. So if Randy's always liking my stuff, when Randy finally posts something, I'm going to see his things, right? It's going to be connection. Direct messages, they think you're really good friends. Like you are having a one-on-one conversation. You need to be seeing each other's stuff more often. Then it looks at comments because if you were writing something, that is way easier than clicking a little heart, kind of an idea. There's probably points for sharing or saving or all of these other things. Those are more like let's go viral type things, which is becoming an influencer, which I'm not really concerned about. So let's just comment, like, and direct message. Now, this can go backwards on you, right? If you're saying stupid comments, Facebook and Instagram know it, and they're like, well, you just commented a heart. Why not just like the post? Like that doesn't mean anything. Also, if you're sending a direct message and they are not responding to you, they're not that good of friends because they're not responding to each other. Or if you're sending the same stupid post over and over to everyone, it's going to catch on and be like, you're just copying and pasting the same message over and over. So it actually has to be a message that they would respond to and things like that. That is hard. What I do, I actually do this, is I will try to send people posts, like real stories, posts, whatever. I will send it to them as a message on Instagram and Facebook and be like, oh, look, I just thought of you. For example, I sent one yesterday, right? Football fans here? Anyone sees Cam Skattebo break his leg off, basically? Super disgusting. You should go look it up. He like was falling like this, and someone fell on his leg and dislocated his ankle completely, broke a bone. I don't know if you know, in our brokerage, Spencer, why'd I forget his last name? Rohan? What? Spencer. Hughes, there it is. Yeah. He fell rock climbing, dislocated his ankle, and then shattered all of the bones in his leg to the point where it was like hanging on by just his skin. They reattached it. He's the first one ever that it reattached. But this post that I saw was like the science behind the break and how they have to fix it and all of these things. And I was like, dude, I feel like you were just sharing this story to me the other day. And I sent it to him. Now, Instagram thinks we're better friends, and I'm going to see more of his stuff. Right? So if you can do interesting things like that. Now, this is more difficult. I had to know that Spencer had broken his leg and that this break was similar to it, and it had to come up in my mind. So it's not an easy system to run, but it is a system. All right? As you think of people, try to send them some stuff. You could get very purposeful on this. The easiest way to do something like this is if you were doing like these forward calls, right? Family, occupation, recreation, and dreams. If you start talking about those things and you get to the dreams, you can go and look up things about that and periodically send them to someone. So if someone says, I'm going to run a marathon this spring, you just go search on Instagram, marathon running tips or whatever. I don't know how you search things on that. I know you can do that on TikTok a lot easier. Maybe that's the one. But so then you search it. And I don't know why I pointed at you with TikTok. I just assume you're TikToking, I guess. But so then you find something that is interesting and you send it to them and be like, hey, this randomly came up in my feed and I know you're running a marathon, so I thought I'd send it to you. And boom, now it's more interesting. Your friends, Facebook and Instagram, think that you're best friends. And so they're going to serve up your content. So then when you post like, hey, I'm at this open house, come visit me, other people will actually see it and you're not going to get like 5 views, right? The whole goal is we want to be seen by as many people. So when someone thinks of real estate, they think of you. Like, for example, in this, if I were to think, or if I were to say, think of a brand of chips, right? Everyone thinking of a chip brand? You all got it? Let's see. Doritos. Yep. Yep. Lay's. Oh, look at that. 2 chip brands and I got the whole room. Anyone think of Cheetos and think, no, that's not a chip, and then go to Doritos? No, that's usually one of them that people do as well. So how can I name 2 chips and get everyone? Because they do something better. For some reason, you think of them, whether it's they're seen as you're walking down the chip aisle in the stupid yellow packaging. They have better commercials, like all the Dorito commercials. By the way, when I started doing this little trick, everyone would say Lay's. That was like the #1 thing. Now Doritos is like the thing that most people say. No, it's not, because it's actually owned by Lay's. So it's cheating. Yeah. No one thinks of Pringles. Technically, Pringles aren't even chips.
Oh,
Yeah. Yeah. So we have all of these, but we didn't think of it first. If you're the real estate agent that someone's like, I do know this other guy that's in real estate, but I can't think of his name, you're never going to be found. But if you're like in their face and everything, then you're going to be good. Okay, should we talk about what we should post? Let's do it. What should we post? If I were to say today, you are going to post something before the end of class on your social media, wink, wink, what would you post? I'm not going to hold this to you.
about my granddaughter.
Okay, I'm going to put that, we're just going to call it personal. We're just going to do everything personal in one bucket and talk business for a minute. What else? I do like that he mentioned that though. The most engaging thing that he can do is post about his kids, his grandkids, and his hobbies. So if you're like, what should I post today? You know what you should probably post today? Something that's going to get engagement. If you can add in real estate there, even better. But let's talk business. Okay. What do you post about business? If we're like, okay, I've posted a bunch about my kids, my grandkids, all my stuff. I was talking to you about with the broker today, by the way. I was talking to you with the broker Dean. He's looking into you why you're not licensed yet. So yeah, that's too long for us. Anyway, go ahead. What would you post? There's not wrong answers here. Well, maybe there's wrong answers, but I can't think of any. What would you post today? Yeah, what'd you post?
Picture of an aerial I took from Laura. Then I said, I'm sure a lot of you noticed that I recently started shooting media with real estate agents. Well, I decided to just go ahead and get the license to become one. I'm working under the Keller Williams brokerage in Forum, same company that sold my friend's house in Fairview. Personal connection. Just met my partner in crime yesterday. Can tell he's going to be a great man for getting real estate. Most of I don't plan on doing it full time. Don't believe in doing anything halfway. So this will be my main gig from now on. So hit me up if you have any questions about the market, what houses qualified for rate buy downs, who didn't qualify, what's available locally, or whatever you need to know. I'm always here.
Love it. Okay. I'm putting two there. So we have listings. He posted an aerial picture and then a story. He's getting into real estate, doesn't go halfway, blah, 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 blah. What else? What else could he post?
I mean, this might be technically under listings, but I'd be curious. I'm not sure if this would work. Would it be like beneficial to even post like other people's open houses and be like, hey, I noticed in my neighborhood there's this open house. If you need a realtor to go look at it with, like hit me up or something.
Let's do it. Open houses. What else?
Someone has to listen like that, all that guys would even allow you to post out listed social media or whatever. I don't know why they wouldn't, but
Writing a note for me. What's legal? We didn't talk about that. Yeah. What else? What do you post? What have you guys seen other real estate agents post that you think that's probably working for them? Closings? What'd you say, David? Trainings, like they went to a training. I'm so good at negotiating now because I just went to a negotiation class, something like that. Marcus, did you have your hand up? Or am I just posting you to answer? Oh, yeah. Okay.
Maybe posting about builders as well. Or putting
Ooh, builders. Builders. I'm going to put a whole category that no one mentioned. I'm going to call it learning. They all kind of dance around this, right? Just like some education for people. Like, did you know that you can get a 2-1 buy down? So your rate is lower for the first year and the second year. You can do a 3-2-1 buy down. So your interest rate is literally 3% lower than anyone else is getting today. So rates are about 6%. You can get about a 3% interest rate for 1 year. And then it's a 4% interest rate for 1 year. And then it's a 5% interest rate for 1 year. And then it's a 6% interest rate for the life of the loan. Like, isn't that cool? It's a temporary rate buy down you can do. You can also do a permanent rate buy down, but a lot of people don't know. Usually the best way to buy it down is with an adjustable rate mortgage. If you get an adjustable rate mortgage right now, for some reason, you can buy that rate down way more. It's fixed for 7 years, and then it can go up 0.5% or down 0.5% every year. Or you can refinance or sell your house after 7 years, which most people typically do. So That's a great one. But you need to be careful because 2008 was caused by adjustable rate mortgages. So, pros and cons. Yeah. So you can tell stories, you can learn, you can get some education all around this. So there are a lot of things that you can do. Let's talk about what you can't do or you shouldn't do. What have you guys seen other agents post that you're like, why are they posting that? That is not going to help them get business. Has anyone seen anything like this? Does anyone follow any like real estate accounts? Well, the one that I follow the most, that I think is the funniest, is called The Broke Agent. They do memes and funny things all the time. People will often repost things that they put on The Broke Agent, and they're like real estate insider jokes and stuff like that. I don't think clients care about that. I don't even think they understand it most of the time. Other agents think it's hilarious. So I don't think that helps. Like maybe someone's like, oh, they're in real estate. But that's kind of more back to the deed or like, why are they posting this? This is dumb. If you are posting someone else's listing, you need to have permission from them. They own the photos. You're not allowed to take any pictures or videos unless you have permission from the sellers. In writing is the best way. I don't know. It probably has to be. So I would imagine that in my world, writing is most likely an email. That is fine. If you're in a text message, that's probably okay. Not as good, but even if you were like, if I had a listing and you text me and you're like, hey, can I market your listing? And I said, yep, that's green lights. Go do whatever you want. I would never say that. I would be a lot more specific because I am marketing my own listings, right? But you can do that. If you're like, I wish I had an awesome house to do like a walkthrough. You know how people do those like walkthroughs where like the camera zooms in on you and then you walk through and show all the cool features. And if you're like, I wish I could do that, you know what? You can. Go talk to a new builder because every new builder loves to show off what they have. And they have model homes. Most people don't walk through them in the day, but there's usually an agent there. So you could literally go talk to the agent, say, I want to schedule this and get a friend or an actual photographer and actually do a video walkthrough of an awesome house. And they would give you the thumbs up for that almost every single time. I don't know any builder that has said no to that. If you go to a random listing and you're like, this is disgusting, and you start to show how disgusting it is, an agent's probably not going to be okay with that unless they're trying to look for investors that want a disgusting house, and then that would actually work for them. So maybe they're okay with it. So as long as you get the heads up, then you're good. The other thing you need to do, and all of you should double check this on your social medias, say that you're with Keller Williams Westfield, like right in your bio. It's supposed to be one click away from wherever you are and mentioning anything that you have. So what this means to me is I put it in my profile. If I'm ever posting anything real estate, I will put it in the comments as well. Because, or like not the comments, the description, what do they call that? Caption, that's the word I was looking for. So put it there, Keller Williams Westfield. That's it. It can be at the very bottom. You can hashtag us. You can do a little ad. I think we have a social media, but you can't do a blind ad, so it needs to make sure. If you want to, you can even add it to the picture and say Keller Williams Westfield, whatever you want to do there. If you're posting normal things like, hey, I just had a baby, you don't need to post Keller Williams Westfield. You can sponsor by. I'm okay with that. You do like the collaboration with and that could be funny. So, as you're doing this, one of my very favorite things, I call it recycling. There's this guy named Rory Vaden. He came and talked to Keller Williams in Mega Camp Family Reunion. One of our big conferences that we have. We have two, one in February, family reunion, one in April, September, called Mega Camp. He came to one of those. He talked about the idea of a content diamond. I always feel the need to draw it out, and every time I draw it out, I'm like, why did I draw this? So you're going to have some sort of content that you come up with. Then what you do, and I don't know why it's a diamond, because it is a cooler name, I guess. You are going to do a whole bunch of other things in a diamond structure with that same piece of content. So how he said is what you should do is you should go find a question that a real life buyer has. And then you should answer that, filming yourself in a YouTube video, and take 7 to 10 minutes to do that. So if we do that, so if our content is YouTube in 7 to 10 minutes, then what you do is you chop that up. He actually said, have your team do this. So your team is you right now. You chop this up into short form content. So that is reels. This is posts, this is stories, this is whatever you want to pull from this. You get the transcript and turn that into a blog, which you post on your website. You can also post it on other websites like medium.com and other blogging sites. You take the best quotes from those, and those become whatever tweets are called now, and post those. What else do we have? Emails. Figure out what was the most interesting part, pull that out for a little email, link all your content to that, like, hey, come follow me on social media, read my blog, blah, 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 blah. And then obviously the YouTube has the YouTube channel. This is very, very effective. This is why I started a business profile on Instagram and stopped doing it. I was running this exact same playbook. I would record one video of me going on a rant about something about the market or something interesting like, hey, did you know you can get a 2.5% interest rate right now in this market? Let me tell you the story of exactly how it goes on, blah, 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 blah. And then I talk for like 7 to 10 minutes. I would run it through a program called Descript, which is an AI editor that does an okay job. And it would take me about an hour, and I would have a 7 to 10 minute YouTube video, which you could also turn into a podcast, right? It's the exact same thing as a podcast. You just don't have video for a podcast. I would have Descript create me 3 to 5 like short form videos that I would post on YouTube and Instagram Reels. I would take quotes out of that, and I made posts and also tweets. Posts, I think, is what X calls them. Whatever tweets are now. And I turned it into a blog, and then I would link my newsletter. Like I would put like, what's going on in real estate or what's interesting right now? And I would talk about that thing. It would take me about an hour to 2, and I would have all of that content for about a week. Now, it seemed like I was just everywhere doing everything because I was just doing all of this stuff. Realistically, I made one video that I pushed out a bunch of different ways. So, easy, right? Questions? Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Side that is this part of your thing,
Uh-huh.
and then just kept Facebook, left that alone.
Your personal.
Stuff.
Yep. Yeah, I've seen a lot of people, they'll have like even on Instagram, they'll do like a business profile and a personal profile. Every once in a while, like on your personal profile, you're just going to share like your most interesting thing. If you're like, man, people actually like what I said, like, then you go to your personal and be like, hey, I said some interesting things over here on this other profile. You guys should check it out. If that's your thought. If you can figure out how to do like your organic, let's keep it all one profile, I think that's the best. Because then you don't have to go recreate a following.
Why Like, she posts stuff on Facebook pretty rarely anymore, but like, she's always on Instagram, posting stuff about, she's in marketing clothing, so it's just stuff about that.
Yeah,
Doesn't, I mean, I don't care about this type of guy, but I see it out there, and it's this.
yep, yep.
I don't see her feeds very often down in Facebook anymore. I wonder if it's because she's kind of neglected that completely, because it used to be, it'd be like, oh, here's an Instagram video from whatever her name is, it's just escaped. It's very sick action. And I don't see that anymore, but I see like love.
Mhm.
Watch them.
Yep. I know sometimes Instagram will like show me stuff. I'm like, why are you showing me this content? Like, I don't care about this. And then I get sucked into it. I'm like, oh, you're good at what you do, Instagram. Oh, Pinterest is the other place. We post things on Pinterest.
I wouldn't be planning.
She's in too. I gotta go. I can. You know, I still up there. And I used to see stuff down on Facebook where she was whatever order. Maybe Facebook's just changed, but it used to say like, oh, this Instagram posted. Like, I've got a daughter that's really into clothing too. I would like to see more of her stuff. Instead, I see some.
Yeah.
Not bad.
Yeah. So basically the content diamond is it's a bunch of information that you're then going to chop up for however that social media platform likes the content. And if you're like, I wonder what that social media profile likes with the content, you can kind of look at some of their goals and what they're looking to do with their platform. Like Facebook is a very much like friend, and I don't know what they want anymore, but that for a while it was like friends. And so the big thing was is like if you liked and commented and like posted pictures with you guys tagged in each other, like your stuff would just show up first. And that was like a big deal. Instagram is all about like the watch time and how much you interact, like swiping through the pictures or spending a longer time watching the reel and things like that. Those things will get you shown it more often. So those stupid, like, it's like screenshots of tweets, but half of them are really funny and you just can scroll through until you've like, oh yeah, all of those were good. Like that gets on my feed constantly. And I'm like, I don't care about these. And then like lately my feed's just like all the cool AI stuff because I'm like obsessed with that. And that's all it's been feeding me. And I'm staying on. So it's like they just want time on the app. And so how do you get people to have time on the app? So the way to kind of do that right now is you need some sort of hook. And then the hook leads into all of your information. You need calls to action, all of that other stuff. But if you'd said things like, I just got a buyer, 2.5% interest rate in today's market. Let me tell you how. And I say, like, that would be a hook. People would be like, ooh, 2.5% interest rate. That's cool. And I'd be like, let me tell you about this little family. And I'd start like talking about something that didn't matter for a second or two. Like, I got people hooked within the first second or two. And then I have a little more time to introduce them. And then I can tell you how they actually did it. And then I could say something like, that's actually one of 6 ways that I look at getting a lower interest rate for my buyers in this market. And I haven't had a buyer in years that have paid a full interest rate. So if you're looking to get a lower interest rate and make your house more affordable, reach out to me, send me a direct message or comment, money bag. I don't know. All those things that people do. I'm not an influencer. So you could do all of those things. And then what are my 6 ways of doing that? Like assumable loans, seller finance, rate buy downs, permanent and temporary, builder incentives, and then there's one more that I just forgot. There's 5 or 6 of them. Oh, you don't qualify for that 6th one. That's what I so that's kind of the game plan. So if I told you today, you guys all have to make YouTube videos, then you have to go chop it up into a whole bunch of different content and put it out there. Who feels ready to do that? We have one person.
I did.
Okay. You're already ready. Descript is the one that yeah, there's a bunch out there. It will edit it for you. So it'll take out like and yep. Yeah, it has a little AI called Underlord, and you just say, clean this up. I don't even know. I haven't used it for a couple months, and I know they've done some big upgrades. But it like originally I would be like, take out all my ums and ahs, and it would just delete those. And then it would like highlight places where I said things, and then I reset them, almost like a second take. And so it'd be like, you should probably take this one out. I'm like, thanks, Underlord, you were right. So then,
Well, you could do like a 7 or 8 video, chop out like these pixels, maybe Instagram. post,
Yep.
30 seconds.
here's 30 seconds of an Instagram post.
If I
If I had
say-
recorded this presentation, then we have.
Yeah, you'll probably, if you scroll your feed, you'll probably see things that look like podcasts that are coming up as like a reel, and it's like a 30 to 60-second video. Well, that was probably like an hour-long podcast, and you're seeing 30 or 60 seconds of it. We're going to do that same thing. So, most people don't feel ready to make content for a couple of reasons. Reason number one, which we can talk about, is that they don't feel like they know more than anyone else, right? Like if I said, hey, do you have an interesting story about real estate and how you helped someone? Like I just 2.5% interest rate. Like you don't have anything cool like that yet. You will get those things. You'll have little things. You might not have a story of how you did something crazy, but you could be like, I just showed the grossest house ever. Let me tell you about it. I can't show you pictures. I wish I could. Like those kind of things you can do. The second reason that people don't typically post is they don't feel ready in a different way. Like they don't have the stuff, you know? Like they don't have a fancy camera, they don't have good lighting, they don't have good software to edit it. They don't know how to do any of that. And so I want to show you a couple of YouTube videos. You ready for this?
So ready.
How do I get to YouTube? Um, okay, this is Mr. Beast's latest video.
Sadly, this lion,
Okay,
if left
judge
untreated,
it
would
how it
literally
looks.
die. And it's the first
Right?
of 1,000 animals we're gonna be saving in this video. Here's how. We'll be using a sniper to vaccinate giraffes from a helicopter.
Hey, are you wanting to watch more of this?
Lions from a zoo that was
They
literally
got you hooked in yet?
relocating massive rhinos before
Very
they fight each other
interesting.
to death.
Look at how quickly they're going from one shot to the next.
Unbelievable rescues, starting with performing
Thousand.
life-saving surgery on this lion. This is Dr. Alex. What are we about to do?
This lion has a tooth infection that can literally kill it. So we're going to perform a root canal.
Oh,
to save this
interesting.
lion's life.
All
right, I'm getting too sucked in. This video, how long is it? 17 minutes. It already has 43 million views. Next level. The other day, Mr. Beast posted this. He recorded it 10 years ago, and in YouTube, you can post something into the future. He posted this 10 years into the future.
I'm gonna schedule.
Okay, tell me
this
about the
video
quality.
10 years in the future. So you're gonna see this in 2025.
I mean, cameras were worse
It's
10 years ago,
2015
but like,
for me.
look at his lighting. Like, isn't that so harsh and
Dude,
awful?
what if I'm dead?
He's
Dude,
holding
if
the
I'm-
camera with his other hand.
Yeah.
that-
It's shaky,
Yeah, I already hate it.
awful.
that would be really weird. But so let's see. 10
Yeah.
If I don't have 1 million subscribers when you see this video,
Let's see.
my entire life has been a failure.
It's 3 minutes. Look at this. It's all like just
Please have
him.
a minute. Ready to get on this history? All right, yeah, I don't care. Hey, future me. Hopefully you're having a good day. So yeah.
Okay, let's watch how he ends it too.
Maybe. One last thing, just so you know what I'm talking about. It's currently October 4th. So yeah, like I said, this is October 4th.
It just like cut off. Like that's the worst ending to a video. I haven't seen this one, but I'm pretty sure if we watch the last little bit, he's gonna be like,
The
here,
viewers, for
Thanks.
giving us a platform to make a difference. We saved 8,000 animals' lives, but the work isn't done yet. If you'd like to help us save the next 1,000 or even more, please visit this website on screen. Let's work together to
So this one had 43 million views. This one's 44, uploaded 3 weeks ago. You don't have to be good at this. Like, Mr. Beast is good at it now because he went and did, dang it, now I can't even go back to it. The bad videos. He did enough bad videos that he got good at it, right? All you need to do, this is what Rory Vaden said. He was the guy that did the Content Diamond. He said, commit to this for 1 year. We had someone else that came last year that said YouTube is like the secret untapped market that no one's worrying about. There is literally a Keller Williams agent that closed 430 transactions last year because of YouTube. That's his YouTube business. That's not his repeat, his referral, his anything else. That's YouTube. Ken Polsick is his name. And he has great videos now. But do you know how he started? Just recording videos in his office. So this guy that came to talk about YouTube, he said, commit to it for 2 years, right? Rory said a year. This guy said 2 years. And he said, you have to make at least 1 video every single week for 2 years. So that's about 100 videos that you will make. Have you been bad at something for 100 tries and kept being bad at it, besides golf?
Like maybe try to find
Yeah.
a video game boss.
Yeah. But you get better every single time, right? Like if I went golfing every single week, didn't take lessons, didn't do anything to try to get better, but I just went golfing every single week, I'm pretty sure after 2 years, I would be better than I am today. It's the same idea. Don't be embarrassed because you're starting low and people are actually going to see this. I should have pulled up my YouTube channel that I did. I posted, so I started to do this Content Diamond thing. I did it for about 2 or 3 months straight. Every single week I recorded something and I got 0 leads from it, by the way. I had lots of conversations around it. I don't think I did it long enough to get random leads. I had a YouTube short that got over 1,000 views. I don't know why. I had other YouTube shorts that had like 10 views. But imagine this. Imagine if I said, I'm going to put together a room full of people here, and you're going to stand up in front of them and talk to them about something in real estate. Some of them will listen the whole time. Some of them will only listen because they're your friend. Some of them are going to walk out after you start talking. And some of them will actually like tell their friends about you. And there's going to be 50 people in the room. Would you be okay with that? Is that a pretty decent showing for something like that? But for some reason, when we push content out on social media and it gets like 50 likes, you're like, didn't even get to 100. Why can't I break that 100 mark? You know what? If you had 100 people in a room that listened to you for at least 3 seconds, whether they decided to walk out to or not, you'd be like, I want more of this. So we're going to go into action mode now. We need a plan, first of all, but then we need to go into action. So what is going to be your strategy for social media? I suggest you do it one of 2 ways. You either do the Content Diamond way where you're recording long form content and putting it everywhere, or you go hyper specific into one medium. I am going to focus just on Instagram. I'm going to focus just on TikTok. Whatever you decide, go deep instead of wide, unless you're going to do Rory Vaden's Content Diamond, and you should Google it because he's got videos on it all over the place. And you can see exactly how he lays it out and how he would do it. Okay, figure that out. Then when you are talking to people, if you decide that talking is your thing or showing houses or whatever, Rory Vaden, Roryvaden.
Spell the last
Vaden. Den with an N. Yeah, like Darth Vader, but
Oh,
Darth
Rory
Vaden. Yeah,
That kind of goes hard though.
yeah, yeah. I know. Missed opportunity there. If you want to, the other advice that I've heard from mega camps and family reunions is if you want to get an extreme big following in something, the graphic that they gave for this was imagine that there's a wall here and you wanted to break through it. This is a thick wall. That's why there's so many lines. The way that you would do this is you wouldn't just hit over and over in different spots. You would focus one time on one spot over and over. You are going to talk about the same thing over and over and over and over again. The best example of this is Dave Ramsey. What's Dave Ramsey talk about? Finances. More specifically, usually, don't get in debt. That's his thing he talks about. Finances is huge. We could go investing, we could go options, we could go crypto, we could go anywhere we want. His big thing that he punches at, don't get in debt. He punches at debt, all of a sudden he breaks through. You know what's on the other side of this? Attention. You have talked enough about the specific thing that now attention follows behind that. That is more of the influencer strategy. But if you are just looking to get more closings from your sphere, become a better friend, and do it through social media, like, how would you use social media to be social? That's what you need to do on social media. So that should be your game plan. So if that's your plan, you probably have something in your mind of like, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to do long form. I'm going to do social media. I'm going to do whatever. I want you to take action before you leave this room to start to do that. This could be, I write out what I'm going to say. I'm going to schedule a time with a builder to do a video. I'm going to do an actual video to do it. This guy that talked, I can't remember his name, but he talked specifically about YouTube. He made us do YouTube videos in a conference together. Worst experience ever because like there were, you had to pay extra money to go for this, so there's less people. There was probably about 4,000 or 5,000 people in a room, all trying to record a YouTube video at the same time. This is dumb. Lots of people did it, I did not. But his thing was he coached someone who did YouTube videos. You know where he did them? And he got more response than anyone else was his car. He would write notes on a piece of paper, put it on his dashboard, put his camera like in between his steering wheel and dashboard kind of a thing. And he would have the notes behind it, so he knew exactly what he was going to talk about. And then he would just talk for 5 to 10 minutes about something. He would have bullet points that he was going to go off of. And then you know what he did when he was done talking? Posted it. Zero editing, zero improvements, nothing. So when you show up at a showing and you get a text from your buyers, we're running 10 minutes behind. Do you know what that means? You have 10 minutes that you could record a video in your car. What would your life look like if every time you had 5 or 10 minutes, you just made content and pushed it out there? Now, then your content, sometimes you have to market that content, right? But maybe that's your social media. I mean, your email newsletter that you send out. Like, look at all this cool stuff that I've done. I wrote this awesome blog post that no one read because no one reads blog posts. But if you send an email about it or put it on your social media, like, you guys want to know something cool? Here is great information on a blog post that I wrote. Go visit it. Here's a link. Like, you can do all of that in social media. So sometimes your content needs some marketing around it, and that's what your social media things will do. But so go be a good friend, go take action. So I want to know, what are people doing today? What actions are you going to take? You're fired. All right. That's probably an okay response. You don't have a license.
Choose, if I guess, want to specialize or branch out and do a long video.
Yeah.
Make a plan to do that later this week.
Okay, you have to do your first one this week, your first real post.
I have to go.
That's okay. See you later.
Nice to meet you.
What else? Marcus is gonna have a plan and a post this week. Love it.
Back to Utah.
Ooh, yes, I joined that. And the only, so I joined it and like, because I joined it, Facebook's like, oh, you'll probably care about the content. The only post that I've ever seen from it was a maid service, but they clean in, I don't know if it was bikinis or lingerie or something like that. But I was like, how is this even a thing? And there was a lot of comments on it. And I thought, this is great. I did send it to a few people. Yeah, yeah.
Give it a shot.
I need to go back to it and find other posts. That should have engaged me more. Good. Which, by the way, we didn't even touch this. Facebook groups could be a whole thing. Like you could create a group. You're just creating a community. Or maybe you're just joining a group and connecting with people there. Those could be, I mean, those are businesses in of itself. Yeah. Yeah, that's a thing.
Also researching, just like, yeah, getting more familiar with like, yeah, how can I lower someone's interest rate? How can I do that? Just so,
Yeah.
yeah, I have something to talk about.
Yeah, when you go to a class and you hear something, I mean, this class probably isn't applicable because it's not like you're going to get on and be like, I just learned about social media today.
You ever heard this thing called Facebook?
This is so interesting. You can post to YouTube and then post that same thing. No, but like if you get it, like if you're in a class and they're like next or on Thursday, we have a class all about the market update. You can literally say, I am in a class with a market update. Look in the background. It's charts and graphs. Let's talk. These are the most interesting things that I have from it. What are you wondering? What do you want to know? Create engagement. That's going to help you way better. Okay, what else are you guys all going to do? We need some action. It's like, yeah.
Because I think a lot are that even though they're in different spots, everybody cares about houses. Just like
Yes. You have to live somewhere. It's a basic need, shelter. Let's talk about it.
It'll probably be a good eye.
Yeah. What else? How about you youngins? What are you gonna do? You're already on social media constantly, I'm assuming. So, what advice? Russell Brunson, he is like a extreme marketer. He's all about funnels, if you've ever heard of that. His advice is you need to change how you're doing social media. You need to not, like you can follow your friends and everything like that, but he says you should follow accounts that you want to be like. So you might just end up following like 20, 30, 50 awesome real estate agents that are doing what you want to do. And then when you're going to your mindless doom scroll, you're scrolling through things that you're going to do later, and then you just save things. And then when you're like, okay, what do? You just pull up your little saved folder, and there's all of this awesome ideas of things that you can do. It definitely changes how you scroll. It gets purposeful, But I think it's just as fun. It's just as mind numbing, like sitting there in bed, just scrolling at nothing. But then when you like save like 4 different things, you're like, I just worked.
Look at me, I'm an open
Yeah,
computer.
look at me. 10 o'clock in bed, I'm scrolling and working. People say I shouldn't use my phone at night, but nope, I'm working. Yeah, yep. Well, and then go deep, right? As you're hearing, like I mentioned these names, Rory Vaden, Russell Brunson, like you could say, hey, someone told me to read Rory Vaden's books or Russell Brunson's books. Can you tell me what they're all about? And it will tell you everything. You don't even need to buy the books. And then you're like, oh, that's all interesting. And then you can say, hey, ChatGPT, pretend like you're Russell Brunson and you're just decided you want to get into real estate and you're starting a social media page. What would you do? And then it will tell you what Russell Brunson would do if he were starting real estate. Craziest world that we live in. Like, you don't have to, like, you used to read a book and think, how does this apply to me? Now you don't have to even read the book and you can apply it specifically to your life. So I love it. Okay. Here's the thing. Imagine that you went to the gym today, but you didn't go to the gym to work out. You went to the gym to sign up to start working out. And you walked in and you said, hey, Vasa, I'm one of those suckers that wants to sign up today. Like, give me a deal. And they're like, here's the deal. And you're like, perfect. And you sign up. I don't want you to go out the door. I want you to then go into the gym, right? So take what we talked about and go do action. This action should not just be, okay, I signed up for the gym. Let's go home and we're going to scroll until we find some cute workout clothes. I don't know why I said it like that. You're the only girl that would do anything like that. You guys do it too, okay? You're probably doing it too. Like, and then I'm going to talk to ChatGPT about a game plan about my workout of things I'm going to do. Like, I want you to walk into the gym, put some weights on, and do 1 set, even if you walk out right after that. Okay. So go take some sort of action. If that's a dumb post, if that's follow some interesting accounts that you're going to do. If you can go take massive action on social media, you will have way better results than if you take planning time. Okay. Massive action. That's what we need. I've been in 2 trainings in the past 3 months that were very expensive to get people here. I did not pay it, luckily. One was a Tony Robbins business coach. She cost $30,000 to come for 3 days. 3 days. She taught a subject in the morning, a subject in the afternoon. So we're 10 grand for the day. If you think of the one subject she talked about, $5,000. Let me distill 1 day down for you. Double your leads. That was what she said. $5,000. You're welcome. If you guys went to Call the Play, Win the Day, or whatever it was called with Cody Gibson, everyone that went there paid $25. That partly went to lunch. That partly went to pay him to come because he was maybe $3,000 to $5,000, I don't know, to come to our region to talk. Plus, we rented out the room. Like, it was an expensive morning for that. One of my biggest takeaways he put on the screen, double your leads. Teach me how I can get that kind of money. Like, hey, let me give you some advice. Double your leads. Oh my goodness. Yeah. Yeah, Tony Robbins, literally distilled down, this is what it is. Double your leads, improve slightly your conversion rates from lead down to closing. Not big, you don't need to make big changes, but we're talking like 5% better. So if you get 100 leads and you're converting 1, how do you convert 3, 4 instead? But then at the same time, don't get 100 leads, get 200 leads. Like, well, duh. Cody said less words about it on in the win the day, call to play, win the day class. But so double your leads. The one thing that both of them talked about after they talk about doubling your leads is taking massive action. Everyone in this room, including myself, is taking too small of actions. If you aren't drowning in business, you have time to take more action. If social media is your thing, take massive action on it. If social media is not your thing, take massive action somewhere else. But you need to have more phone calls, get in front of more people, and generally let people know you're in real estate way more often to get business. Real estate's not easy right now, but you can take massive action and make it easier on you than anyone else. The secret of this business is to have more leads than anyone else. If you are like, I'm struggling, get more leads. If you're like, gosh, I hate my current buyers and sellers that I have, well, get more leads. I'm not making enough money, get more leads. I'm too busy, get more leads and hire somebody. Almost everything comes down to get more leads. So massive action. Whatever you're thinking in your mind right now, 10x it. Like literally 10 times as much as you're thinking. And that will probably get to twice as many that you need. So if you're like, I'm going to post every single day. What if you posted 10 times a day? In a way that people still followed you. Every time that you post it, and they're like, man, this is cool. This is valuable. So I'm going on tangents here, but one of my favorite accounts that I don't follow is this guy that bets $100 every single day on the most random things. You guys got him in your feed, or am I just the only gambler in here? Super interesting. I don't know what his name is. Every time that I'm scrolling and it comes up, I happily watch the whole video. I have yet to follow him because I'm like, I'm not a gambler. But I am. So people in the comments say, hey, you should do this as gambling. And that's what he does with $100 every single day. That's sort of interesting. What's very interesting is he has a running total of how much money he has made or lost since he started doing it and how he's doing this month when he's doing it. People care about that journey. It is interesting to them. So you're just in this real estate world. Why not take people on your journey, right? You can document all of this stuff. You don't have to have like an awesome camera and stuff like that. Document. I just passed my test. I just got my real estate license. Like Dieter, he's been waiting around for a week. I'm 7 days in waiting on the division. This is what we're working with the government. Like I passed the test. I'm ready to go. I'm learning. I'm doing all the right things. And as soon as I get my license, I'll help you. I'm checking in with my broker. Here's my broker. What's up, Dean? Like you can do those things.
Guy doing that right now, in Connect Utah. A few months ago, we said, posting every single day, and it's called 365 days of making $350,000 in real estate. And he's like, we haven't made any. I'm starting from day one, but he is taking small.
Yeah. Take people on the journey.
Yeah, I guess he does. To get back on there.
Yeah. I wonder if he's still doing it or if he's out. He's like, screw this. I made $0 and I'm 9 months in. This is embarrassing. Yeah. Take people on their journey. They care about it, but go massive, go big and do it in such a way that people actually care about it. Your friends and family care about you. So if you're posting things that are about your life, they'll care about it. If you're posting things like, buy real estate from me, they won't care about that. But if you're adding value or talking about your life, then they will. If you're adding value, other random people will care about you. If you talk about your life, people that care about you will care about it. So that's the game plan. Go execute. Okay, thanks guys. Mic drop.